Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for viewing. Today's tutorial is on how to achieve this Asooke Zara cap design, which has ruffles design, and the best part about it is that it can be styled in 3 different ways. If you are new to our channel, you are welcome. Thank you for viewing. Please do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel before leaving, and if you have done so before now, thank you so much. Don't forget to click on the bell icon as it enables you to get notified whenever we upload new tutorials. The materials used for today's tutorial include Asooke fabric, of which half Asooke, half bundle will be more than enough. We have your marco, your scissors, your measuring tape, as well as your matching color of thread and needle. This design we are working on is a very simple design. It's a Zara cap, but this time with the Asooke fabric. Depending on the length of your fabric, 2 to 3 aware will be enough. That is 2 to 3 strands, and then it has the ruffles design at the back. Then you can try to embellish to your taste. Starting with the Zara cap first, I have my fabric here, and I have 3 different pieces of fabric. The measurement I'm using is 26 inches for the length, while the width is the same with the fabric, 26 inches for the length for each 3 pieces of fabric. Now I have the fabric for my ruffles design at the back, and the measurement is 90 inches for the length. If you want it fuller, you can go ahead to increase your measurement. So that is it for the ruffles. And then finally we have the marco, and my measurement is 3 inches for the width by 18 inches for the length, 3 by 18 inches. To start with, I'll get my 3 different pieces of fabric, and I'm going to be joining it down on my sewing machine. So it's just the normal way we join an Asooke fabric. Place one edge on each other and then sew down. Then coming to the sides, you have to fold in the edges and sew for both edges or for both sides. Right here I have my Asooke fabric. As you can see, I've joined all 3 together. I also went ahead to fold in the sides and I've sewn it down. Okay, so this gives me my fabric for the cap. Then I'll set it in place with the wrong side facing me. I'll get my marco and place in it. Then I'll go ahead to fold this down, and after which I'll place on my sewing machine and sew from one end to the other end. At this point I'm done sewing, so that's the wrong side of my fabric. All edges have been sewn, and that's the fine side. Now what we'll be doing is that we'll be pulling the fabric, because we don't want that part where we joined the Asooke fabric to be showing on the fine side of the cap. So we'll be pulling it inside so that that sewn part can be at the middle of the cap, but on the wrong side. Okay, so just watch what I do. Gradually adjust, gradually move your fabric until you have that part hidden inside. And you can see it now. It wasn't like this initially. So that sewn part on the wrong side should be moved to the middle part, and that sewn part on the fine side should be moved inward. And then you have the band free and fine like this. That is the sewn part inside. So you see it, and this is the wrong side. So that is how it's expected to look like. Now I have the fine side, the wrong side rather, facing me. Okay, I'm just trying to set my fabric in place, and then I fold it into 2. Please observe how the fabric was positioned, and I'll sew it down from one end to the other end. Here I have my fabric sewn down, and after which I'll get my needle and thread for us to make our running stitch, so as to form the gathers at the back. Now the running stitch comes immediately after the band, after which I'll secure my thread and cut off the excess thread. So this is it. I have my Zara cap ready, and I'm turning it inside out to the fine side, and that is it. I'll just set this aside while I'll get the fabric for the ruffles for us to continue. Okay, on getting the fabric from my ruffles, before now I've folded in the edges and I've sewn it down on my sewing machine. I did this for both sides, so I'll just get my needle and thread, and then I'll be making a running stitch through the middle of the fabric from one end to the other end, and thereafter I will secure my needle and thread. And then at this point I've almost gotten to the edge. After passing my needle and thread, I'll pull my fabric. I'll pull until I get the size that I want before I go ahead to secure the thread and cut off the excess parts. So this is it. As soon as that is done, I'll get my Zara cap and then I'll be placing it at the back of my Zara cap, and then I'll go ahead to use my needle and thread to tack it down to the cap. I can also decide to use my gum, but I prefer tacking, so I'll go off camera to complete this and then get back to show us the final outlook. So this is it, all tacked and done, neatly done. So that is just how this design is done. It's simple but yet lovely and can be styled in 3 different ways. Thank you so much for watching. This brings us to the end of today's tutorial. I hope you got value from it. Please, if you have questions, do well to ask in the comment section. Don't forget to share so that others can learn, and please hit the like button if you would want to see more of this. Do well to follow us on our social media platforms, so on Facebook and on Instagram as JenieConcept. Until our next tutorial, bye bye.